I'm Spencer Johnston. The piece I'm going to read is called Cops and Robbers. It's a piece I wrote a couple of years ago that has just recently become relevant again, at least in my eyes. It's a piece that, since this is going to be broadcasted, it's a piece that I wanted to read for personal reasons. And it's about a friend that I had in Iraq that is now gone. So it's a piece that's very important to me. Memories of being a child force my thoughts, causing the familiar chaos to crash through vivid dreams. I was 7, out behind my house, playing with my friends. I was always the officer, closing my eyes while the robbers snuck around, trying to find a place to hide. At the count of 20, I opened my eyes and began my all-encompassing search of the pile of trees the construction workers had left behind my house. 3 days before we were scheduled to fly into Iraq to conduct convoy security operations outside of Mosul, we received orders that we would instead be heading to Cab Adder to perform law and order functions as military police. 22 soldiers from 1st Platoon were tasked with maintaining a base of 16,000. A week later, we were patrolling in our allocated pairs that rarely changed. My partner was Trip, a 6'5", 275-pound black man from Memphis. Fists fly as the furious man starts a fight in the club with 2 bouncers who forcefully extricate him from the premises. The bouncers, along with the club, belonged to the local motorcycle club, and the man was on the wrong side of the street. Screeching tires filled the quiet outside as the drunken man returned home to collect his fragmented pride. An hour later, he returned to the club with a handgun fully loaded with rage and began sneaking around the back. He found the same door he was thrown out of and opened it slowly. Trees shifted and swayed under my small frame as I moved through the forgotten pile of lumber. Ears prickling, I embraced the silence like the home crowd before the national anthem. I froze as branches snapped, and the giggles of my friend trying to keep quiet reached me. It was an all-out mad dash straight through 20 feet of branches into the yard and around the house where I cornered the robber. I stuck my finger out at him with my thumb cocked, yelling, "Bang, bang." Trip was the most bullheaded man I've ever met. It was his way or get over it, and not many people thought it was worth it to argue with him. We spent the first 2 hours of our day, every day at the gym, where he dropped over 60 pounds over the course of the deployment. Months of responding to calls and patrolling, and not once did he ask if I wanted to play my music for a change. It didn't bother me too much. No one had my back like Trip did. On our return home, we went our separate ways, him soon to marry and have a little girl while I returned to college. The man crept cautiously back into the club and melted in with the crowd searching for the bouncers. Finding his target, he brandished his weapons as shot rang through the air. A mass of screams and confusion filled the nightclub as people ran for their lives, while a very bullheaded 6'5" local man attempted to subdue the threat and take control of the smoking gun. 2 muffled shots echoed almost apologetically. That coward killed my partner 2 years ago after our return home from the war. Trip survived Iraq to be shot down in Memphis. The robber stole the right for a little girl to have her daddy, a wife to have her husband. That robber stole my partner. In my dreams, I'm still a child playing cops and robbers behind my house. I never question the purpose of it, or whether or not the robber deserves death. Every time I chase him down, point my finger out with my thumb cocked, and wake up feeling the echoes of gunshots. Thank you.
Veterans Coming Home is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by members of Nashville Public Television.